Nintendo Act Image Video Codec. Brownie Brown. And with this, I welcome you to a new Let's Play of mine. This time we're playing Magical Star Sign. As you can see, it's a Nintendo DS game, and as you can probably see right now, it looks very odd on your end. Because usually with a Nintendo DS the screens are aligned perfectly, but with this I created a backdrop, and thus probably the top of that tower is cut off and on the right there. But that's because the lower screen has a higher priority than the top screen, as was the fact in Mario and Luigi Partners in Time. Because only during fights there's something going on the top screen that makes the game look off. So I'll have it aligned. I'll have the top screen be on the right with a bit of lower priority, meaning I will decrease the top screen in size. It usually shows a map or an area or planets, and well, we can do that. You can probably see that when we get into it. What is Magical Star Sign? Magical Star Sign is my favorite Nintendo DS game. And that means something. Because I enjoyed my Nintendo DS games a lot, but none just quite as much as this one. Because it's really good, I think, from the story. And also there's going to be a lot of dialogue to read out, and I will voice act through the entire thing, which I very much like doing. Although, well, not although. The weather is cooled off a little bit. I'm able to prepare cups of tea again and drink tea during a session without having to worry about, well, drowning in my own sweat. So that's very good for my throat and for me. Also, tea's good for you. You should drink tea too. Tastes great as well. Another thing, when you watch this first episode, the entire Let's Play will already be recorded, because I record in ridiculously large recording sessions, and by the time I get to uploading this, it's probably already done, because it usually takes me like 2 weekends or 3 weekends to get through a game like this. I expect this Let's Play to have like 60-70 episodes, but we'll see about that. Maybe some episodes are going to be longer. That also shortens the Let's Play size. Alright, let's get started. You will see this mouse cursor a lot during this Let's Play, because I have to actually use it to click on things. I also have a gamepad with me to move around. I think I have to use the gamepad to move around. You didn't have to use the stylus for everything in this game, did you? I don't think so. I hope you can... I hope you can live with this big-ass mouse cursor being on your screen. Alright. Let us get into it! Choose your star. Light. The Star of Light gives magicians the ability to cast healing magic. Dark. The Dark Star path is difficult. Its magic steals HP from enemies. They say this is difficult, but with the elements, light is strong against dark, and dark is strong against light. And dark is... there's more light enemies than there is dark enemies, although light will help in the end of the game. But until they are dark, basically is effective against everything, and I will choose dark magic. So, I now have the choice between a six-pack male dude and a blonde woman. I don't think I will be playing as the blonde woman in a very short dress, or I don't know what you'd call that. I'd call it a belt because it's very short. But anyways, we're gonna be playing as the male. This fearless lad is always up for adventure. This mysterious girl is a master of magic. Adventure! What is my name? My name is Eric. And Eric it shall be. These are my stats. That we don't know what any of this is right now. That looks like protection, that looks like intelligence, that looks like strength. That could be... no idea. That looks like speed. but we will have to go right now. These are our friends, Pico the fire magician, Zorbet the water magician, Chai the plant magician, Maka the earth magician, and Lassie the wind magician. I could change these names, but that would be ridiculous. Hey Eric, where's Miss Madeline? Class should have started by now. Do you think something happened to her? Calm down, she's just late. It happens all the time. She's probably just finishing up her lesson plan. Anyway, it's nothing to get so worked up about. Sheesh, what is this? The 30th time this year when's someone gonna give her a tardy slip? That's what I wanna know. I see her! She's coming! Quick, everyone! Get back in your seats! Good morning, apprentices! I'm sure you were all quietly studying your spell books while you were waiting for me. Yeah. Miss Madeline, you must be aware that you are late for class. Again. Yeah, what's up with that? You're late all the time, but when I forget my homework, who gets detention? Me! That's who! If I get held back again this year, I'm holding you personally responsible. Oh, I'm so sorry, my little students. I'll never be late again, I promise. Haha. Haha. Our story begins on the small planet of Kovomaka, on a quaint and remote edge of the Baklava solar system. This solar system contains many unusual planets, all home to their own unique civilizations. To the many people who live on Kovomaka, stories of other planets may as well be nothing more than fairy tales. But not for long. Hot-headed Pico, a student of fire magic, thinks he's a born leader. His temper, however, says otherwise. Cool and sometimes a little aloof, Zorbet uses her water magic to show off her sparkling intelligence. Found in the curiosity shop by Principal Biscotti, Maka is a dry and deadpan robot who wields powerful earth magic. The impetuous and willful Chai is an odd salamander who draws upon the magical power of the forest. The floppy-eared and flighty Lassie is a scatterbrained bunny, able to call upon the magic of the winds. Last but not least, there's Eric, a student of dark magic whose charisma holds this ragtag group together. Never heard that one before. These 6 Academy classmates are about to set off on an adventure unlike any seen on their world, or any other. That's a very anime sound. Shh, I can hear the principal talking to Miss Madeline. He sounds really serious too. Maybe she's getting fired for being late to class 30 times in a row. Just a guess. What's going on? I wonder what they're talking about.
Miss Madeline, you're the only person I can trust with this delicate matter. I'm afraid there's simply no other way. Leave your students in my care. We will await your return.
But to the wind planet? Really? Are you sure this is a good idea?
Quite sure, Miss Madeline. I need your help in dealing with a very troublesome wizard on Buffoon.
Is that so?
Indeed. He was once a student of yours, in fact. His name is Kale, although he calls himself Master Kale now. My sources tell me that he has banded with a crew of villainous pirates who do his dirty work for him. I'm sure you remember him. He seemed a most promising pupil, but I am afraid to say that he has gone somewhat astray. It may come to blows, and I pray you defend yourself if it does.
Kale. With the scruffy hair? But he was such a sensitive boy. What happened? I can't imagine him being any trouble. Miss Madeline! It's not true, is it? You're not really going to Buffoon, are you? Why? You can't leave us.
Teacher, we were listening at the door. We heard everything you discussed. You have to go to Buffoon and fight pirates and evil wizards? This is highly alarming.
Students, please, this conversation was not meant for your inquisitive ears. Teacher, all of that talk about other planets, are you honestly planning on going into space? Please, I'll be fine. You should be more worried about your tome reports. They're due next week. After class that day, Miss Madeline summoned the students to join her in the meditation room.
What's gotten into Miss Madeline? Why'd she ask us all to meet her here?
I wish I knew, but haven't you noticed that Miss Madeline doesn't seem like herself today? You know what I think? I think it's 'cause of Pico did, 'cause of something Pico did.
What, me? They can't prove anything. I mean, I didn't do anything.
Eric, why don't you ask Miss Madeline what's going on?
Yeah, Eric, go ask her. Oh, have you been here very long? Have you been here long, Eric? Ah, and I see you're all here.
Miss Madeline, what's going on?
The universe can be a very dodgy place, so it's high time for me to teach you how to defend yourselves. But this lesson isn't about your standard spell flinging, so listen well. The skills I will teach you now are designed for extreme circumstances.
Extreme circumstances? That sounds dangerous and awesome.
Whoa. If you're teaching us how to defend ourselves, does that mean you're taking us with you to Buffoon? No, children. I'm going to the Wind Planet alone. I'm afraid I don't have time to explain why that is, so please, I'll have to ask you all to be understanding. Now then, Eric, step forward, please. Lesson 1. Okay, basics first. Tap the skills icon on the upper right.
Alright, I cannot do anything with my controller in this area. Very convenient. So this is all going to be with the mouse cursor.
There you go. Eric can kick, so tap kick to see what happens. Now, before you kick, you'll have to decide who gets the boot. You can target any of the glowing enemies. My, that was impressive. Now let's try our hand at some magic. Eric can use dark magic. As you increase in level, you will learn other magic. For now, this is all you've got. Choose the spell you want to cast and then choose the target.
Shadow die. That looks like a cube more than a die. Did the same amount of damage, huh?
Excellent! Using magic consumes magic points. Or MP for short. If you don't have enough MP, then you can't cast that spell. You'll want to watch out for that. Okay. Oh, but you do recover a little bit of MP throughout the battle, so don't worry too much about it.
Green frog, that sounds great.
Gummy frogs can restore some hit points or HP to party members who eat them. When a party member's hit points drop to 0, he is KO'd. If everyone gets KO'd, there's the end of your game. Now for defense. You can reduce damage from enemy attacks if your guard is up, but you will never win if that's all you do. This command is repeat, one of the most handy commands ever. You'll do exactly what you did in the last round.
I don't want to run.
You can also choose flee. If you think you're going to lose or just don't want to use MP, try running away. That's all for lesson 1. How about a little break?
And how about a sip of my coffee? My tea. No, bad idea. Ow!
Ooh, my tongue. I've taught you the only the absolute basics of combat. Do you feel you understand them well enough?
Yes.
For your next lesson, I will teach you about rows. Eric and Chai, step forward. Lesson 2, let's learn about rows. Eric is the front row and Chai is in the back. Your enemies will sometimes be split into 2 rows too. First, let's talk about the front row. Everything I taught you about attacks and magic can be used from the front row. However, some of those attacks like kick and tail swipe can't hit enemies in the back row. That's because the enemies in front are in the way.
I want to check up on... no. I can't do that yet.
That's half damage from last time. Look at the enemies in the back row. They're not glowing, are they?
Now it's too late.
If you want to hit enemies in the back row, you have to take out the enemies in the front row first. If that proves to be difficult, you could lob some magic over the enemies in the first row to reach them. Physical attacks have to target the closest enemies, but magic can target the back row as well. But hey, if you're all wizards, so I expect you to use magic like it's going out of style.
Let's do something fancy schmancy. No, never mind, didn't work.
Now let's talk about the back row. You can't use physical attacks from the back row, so your skills won't work there.
Dirt.
See, your skills button has gone dark. So just remember that you can't use physical attacks from the back row. Ah, but when you use magic from the back row, well, just try it.
Pepperthorn. Boop.
Well, what do you think of that? When you use magic from the back row, you can hit multiple enemies. From the back row, you can focus and send your magic in a high arc so it doesn't hit your friends in front. Of course, there's always a drawback. Your magic will be so spread out that the spell's strength gets a little bit diluted. What's true for you is it's true for your enemies. If they're in the back row, they'll have group attacks too. We'll wrap up lesson 2 with a little word of about switching rows. During a battle, you can move members freely between the front and back row. However, getting everyone in position before the battle is the best way to go. Still, if you find you need to move around, just use the move command. Same as everything else, you just tap the move command and then touch the character you want to move. See how they just slide right into place? Uh-huh. I cannot move. Alright. Very good. That concludes lesson 2. Drill this information into your young apprentice brains. You must never ever forget about rows. If you do, you will find yourself looking foolish when you can't cast the spell you need at a critical moment. Is that clear? Yes, very much. I think now would be a great time for your 3rd lesson. I think it would be a great time to end my episode, but I can't. Eric and Zorbet, please step forward. Lesson 3 covers your star signs. These can have a very important effect on you, so listen closely. First, let me tell you a little about the relationships between the signs. Tap the sign relationship icon on the bottom right, or you can just look on the overlay on the backdrop, because I have it right there. Everyone has a star sign, even the enemies you fight. Your star sign determines the type of magic you use. For example, Zorbet's sign is water. The diagram here shows what water is strong and weak against. Red stands for fire, green for wood, yellow for wind, brown for earth, and blue for water. White and black stand for light and dark. You would do well to keep these in mind when using magic. Now Zorbet, try using a little magic, why don't you? Hailstorm against that enemy. He's a fire magician. That means your magic gets stronger if you hit the button at the right time. See, impressive, wasn't it? Did you notice how powerful that was? That's because your water magic is strong against fire sign targets, Zorbet. Using magic against its weak sign doubles the damage your magic does. On top of that, they can do only half damage to you. That's right. That right there is the real difference between magic and physical attacks. Now let's take a look at the actual planets. Tap the astrolabe icon on the bottom left. Okay, here we go. Let's see what we can see. There's the sun, the fire and wood planets, the wind and water planets, and the earth planet. Think of these planets as yourselves. The 5 colors of light that stream from the sun create 5 colored areas. When your planet bathes in its own color of light, the aura of the planet will bolster your power. That means the earth planet is right now in the earth area, water planet is right now in the water area, fire planet, it's pretty simple. It's quite easy to see in space, really. That's the power of the planets. Trust me, you don't want to forget this. Your planet's aura can give you power. That wraps it up for lesson 3. Light signs are strong in the day, dark signs are strong in the night. This is very important to remember. Well, do you have the hang of this? Yes. Now, that's just the basics, but I'm sure you kids will be just fine. Probably. Anyway, it's time for the final exam for this little crash course. All of you must attempt to take down these targets. This can't be too hard. Okay. Because there's so many enemies on the screen, the music is now slowing down a little bit. That's what tells you about the DS emulator. I'm not playing this on the original console, I'm playing this on the Desmium emulator. And thus, the music will slow down when there's a lot going on the screen. Okay, you're just gonna go ahead and use Hailstorm on all of them. That should, well, work quite well. How does it look anyways? I feel for you. Lassie has a lot of MP, doesn't she? 36, that's the highest MP amount I have. I will just go ahead and kick that guy because it doesn't really make a great difference here. Lava spuds. And that should end it. Good, so far, so much for the tutorial. What? Dude, I'm disappointed. Maka has only 5 MP total, so I can only use Gravel Powder once. I want to see it. Also, he's boosted up. That did quite a bit of damage. That's what level ups look like. Bira 1. That's a currency, and it sounds very much like Mira, but let's not call it Mira. No items. Eric has reached level 2, gets a bunch of additional stats. Lassie has reached level 2, stats. Mark has reached level 2, that's plus 2 magic points. Shai has reached level 2, plus 1 to all the stats, and a little bit of health and magic. I don't know what to make of that yet. We'll see for ourselves what those stats mean. Had enough? Good. We'll end your lessons for today. However, I've written everything you need to know down in your encyclopedia. If you check your magical navigator in your pocket, you can review it whenever you want. With that information at your fingertips, you'll be sent for galactic fun. Are you serious? Are we going to travel into space too? So wait, we're all going to space now? Cool. Whoa, no, I'll be going alone. Yes, quite alone. And yet, I've got a strange, foreshadowy feeling. If anything happens to me, I want you to be prepared.
What could happen to you? You're Miss Madeline. You know, well, everything.
Well, I don't know. Just a weird feeling is all. I don't want to alarm you. The important thing to remember is this. You each have great power. Believe in it. And the very next day, Miss Madeline departed from the academy. Principal Biscotti wouldn't say a word about where she had gone. He simply hung his head and said this.
It should have been me.
He looked sad and more than a little worried. Three months later. Not here. Yep, she's not here. What's the matter, Pico? Chai? Looking for someone?
We kinda lost Lassie. I don't know what got into her head. She went totally psycho, talking about how she was gonna take off into space or something.
Space? What gave her that idea?
Lassie must think she can find Miss Madeline on the Wind Planet, right? I mean, it's been, what, 3 months since anyone saw her, right? So maybe she really is in trouble, and maybe we should be doing something about it.
We're all a little worried about Miss Madeline, but how does she expect to get into space? Hey, maybe...
What, do you know something? Out with it!
Hey, Maka, you know that old prank the seniors play on freshmen about there being a rocket ship hidden in the school?
Yeah, that was really fun.
I still remember how the seniors hid in that necromancy lab waiting for you to come in there looking for a rocket. Oh man, that was hilarious. Wait a second, are you saying she's actually trying to find that rocket? What, Shy, do you think it really exists? We've got to find it. Yeah, let's go scout around and see what we can find.
Those two are hopeless on their own. I'd better go along.
They think there's a rocket hidden in the school. This is ridiculous. We're going to get laughed at again.
But that's for this moment. Let's see, that's the astrolog. Stat screen, map. I'll just keep that on the map. Can I save? I can, which is very convenient. That means I hope you enjoyed this episode, and I hope I will see you for, well, as long as this Let's Play will last. This is my first save, and this is going to be a, well, pretty long series, actually. I hope you'll enjoy yourself with it. Until next time, bye-bye.